Hey everybody, I'm that one guy, and I wanted to create a series of videos to go over the Weakauras I've created. The whole purpose of the Weakauras is obviously to help you better understand your spec and hopefully help you play better as a result, but also to gamify the game. Because WoW does present you with some spell alerts for the specs you play, but not all. And so that leaves you looking for ways to identify if a certain buff or debuff is active. And that's where Weakauras can come in play. And I wanted to do more than just have an icon with a timer in it, right? I wanted to try to present you with visual effects that make it feel more like a video game and immerse you more into the spec you're playing. At least that's the idea. So in these videos, I'm going to go over the Weakauras I've created, how I intend for them to work, and show you how you can modify them if you'd like. So whether you've already found my Weakauras, or you're looking for some for a certain spec, or you just want to have a better idea of how Weakauras work in general, hopefully these videos will help you with that.
We're going to do Marksmanship Hunter. This is one that a few more people have been requesting, so I finished it up. I have Dark Ranger and Sentinel for it now. I used to just kind of have some stuff for Dark Ranger. The nice thing for Dark Ranger, I guess, really is that it's just base marksmanship. There's not a lot to track. If you disagree with me and think, no, I really need to know about X, let me know and I can get it included. But otherwise, let's just go through it little by little and you can see what's included in the pack. So, this would be for Sentinel, obviously, right? Lunar Storm is a Sentinel ability. When the ability is ready to be activated, right? Basically, I have it set to when the debuff is gone. You will see these indicators here. When the ability is ready to be activated, right, it can be cast, but rapid fire is on cooldown. It will be those same images, but they'll be white. They'll be desaturated. So if you want this to be a different color, you just come in here to display. There's two different things here. One is that's the text setting. This is for the texture settings, which is this. If you want to change the color of them, you do so right here, right? You can move this around and set it to any color you like. Right, it's supposed to be arcane damage from a lunar storm, so I have it to be kind of bluish, right? This timer here, I saw a condition that, you know, they want you to hold rapid fire if there's less than 7 seconds left on the debuff, basically. So I included that. If you don't want it, you're like, nah, I don't care. I just want the visuals and I don't want too much like text and stuff on my screen. You can right click and delete that, or set its load conditions to never, right? And then it'll never show up on your screen. But otherwise, these will show when you're talented into Sentinel, and that's it. I didn't include like the debuff tracker for it, just because again, it didn't look like it might impact your gameplay. But if you want to know how many stacks of Sentinel you have on a target, let me know and I can get that included. Lock and load. Standard, just recreated it. Again, lets me be in control of stuff if I want to add a sound or change its color or change its location, right? That's one that is already included in Blizz's Blaze UI, but I just redid it. This will let you know when your kill shot or dark arrow, if you're a dark ranger, black arrow, is usable. You'll see that little skull. Helpful to know with Weakura here that I'll get to in just a little bit. Trick shots. Right, once you either from volley or from multi-shot, you'll have trick shots active. I have it set to when the duration of the buff is less than 3 seconds, it turns gray. I did that because when you use volley, it's just active for a certain duration, versus when you use it from multi-shot, it gets consumed by your next rapid fire or aim shot. But from volley, it just stays active even through those. So this will at least let you know, right, when it turns gray or white, that there's less than 3 seconds left on that buff. And then the new spotter's mark, right, when your eagle applies that debuff to a target, you will see these, kind of supposed to be like stalks of an arrow. Again, if you don't like the colors of things, you go to the display tab. You can click on this whole section, go to the display tab and click on the color and change it to whatever you'd like. Right, or load conditions set to never, or right click it and delete. Okay, then precise shots has a few different things. By a few I mean like probably a lot. I made 2 separate groups of it. One, because there is a precise shots when kill shot cannot consume precise shots. right? That's just the basic blue one. It has, you know, when you're talented into, can stack up to 2 times, or when you're only talented into it when it can stack up to 1 time, right? It just looks like that. Okay. The other thing being, when you are talented into, if you click on it, you can see the load settings. When you are talented into headshot, meaning that kill shot can consume, right? It will be that regular blue unless kill shot is usable. That's it. Right? So basically, if you have death blow or your kill shot or black hour are usable, it will be red like that. That's the whole point of it. So blue, when that's not active, right, you'll use it on your regular arcane shot or multi-shot. And then if you're talented into headshot and your kill shot / black arrow is usable, it will turn red. And again, I'll go through all this and show you kind of what it looks like in the gameplay so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And I'm not a crazy person. Streamline. These 2 little targets, right, or crosshairs, I should say, stacks up to 2 times, consumed by your next aim shot. Only thing special about that one is when your aim shot is on cooldown, they will turn red. If you'd rather they turn a different color when they're on cooldown, you go to this conditions tab, and this is just saying when aim shot isn't usable, basically, that the color of it will be red. And if you want that to be a different color, again, this is in the conditions tab of Streamline. Change that to something else. Other than that, like I said, if you wanna move where stuff is, you can generally go to the group tab after clicking on that Weakura pack and move it up and down with X and Y offsets. Right, and there you can see what I was talking about with the whited out trick shots. So let's see which hero talent I'm in, which loadout I'm in, and then we can kind of go through what the Weakauras look like when you're actually in gameplay. So I'm in Sentinel AoE. So this would be like when you have volley. You see there's trick shots. When there's less than 3 seconds, right, it will turn that gray-white. This means that my next rapid fire will do the Lunar Storm, right? There's your 1 charge of precise shots, your double stack of Streamline. I'll try to get this to turn red here in a second. And then there's that debuff counting down to how much time until you can do Lunar Storm again. Let's try to just get this on cooldown. There, when it's on cooldown, you'll see they're red. When it's off cooldown, it comes back to looking like its normal self. And I'm going to use this so you can see when Lunar Storm is available, but rapid fire is on cooldown, it will be this white color. Right, just kind of letting you know that you have it. And this tells you that your rapid fire has come off cooldown. So if you want to track rapid fire's cooldown independently or separately, or have something for that as well, I could make something for it. You know, another alert that just kind of shows you either the time remaining on rapid fire, or do it like a progress texture that's counting up, essentially filling up until rapid fire is castable, or just a simple spell alert that pops up when it's no longer on cooldown. But that's the functionality for Sentinel, and with Lunar Storm is really just that. And you can see that in this talent loadout, you're not taking headshot. So even though kill shot is castable, right? Even if I have precise shots, these will not be red because I am not talented into headshot. And that'll make more sense here in a second. That's pretty much it as far as like Sentinel and Marksman go. I don't have anything special for True Shot. I kept this one kind of rather simple and straightforward. And you see when you use your kill shot, it's not consuming your precise shots. There's your debuff from your Spotter's Mark, and away it goes. Okay. So next we'll go into Dark Ranger on the 2 different sets on that. Again, Lunar Storm is available, but your rapid fire is not. That's what that means. Okay, so now for Dark Ranger, single target, multi-target, most of the same. One thing I would point out with Streamline is that I don't have anything special for tracking moving target, because if you've consumed precise shots to get Streamline, you've also gotten moving target. It seems like very rarely did you not have both. That's just my take on it. If you feel like there needs to be another tracker for it, or you want to modify the colors for streamline so that it tells you when moving target is also active, that's a pretty simple change. So just let me know. As for Dark Ranger, this is where I think you'll get to see the red precise shots, right? Because our black arrow or kill shot is usable. This also tells us the same thing. It will be red, right? And that's pretty much it, right? That's kind of the main change for, and then you see the red streamline because aim shot was on cooldown. All right, if you want to know when your crows are active, can have a display for that. But other than that, it's really just the fact that these are your streamlines, these are your precise shots. When your kill shot is usable or up, it will be red. If it's not, it will be blue like that. And that depends, it being red depends on if you're talented into headshot or not. But I didn't see anything in I didn't see anything in Dark Ranger's hero talents that seemed like you really needed to track it or be aware of it. So there's not much else that you can track from that set of talents that I felt like was usable or impactful. If you disagree and think there's definitely something you need to know, again, just tell me in the comments and I'll work on including it in the pack. But other than that, that's it for marksmanship and for the 2 hero talents related to marksmanship. But other than that, that's it for marksmanship and Dark Ranger and Lunar Storm. Again, if I left anything out or you want something else included or want to know how to modify something that I didn't mention, just let me know in the comments. Again, I hope you found that helpful. I do intend to make a Weakura pack for every spec. So if I haven't made one for the spec that you play or that you'd like to see, just comment that down below. Again, I do intend to make one for every spec, but if I see people asking for it or really wanting one, I'll probably get to it quicker than if I just do it on my slow, leisurely pace. I hope it will enhance your gameplay. Like I said, it's all about gamifying the game and making it more fun and more immersive for you, while also helping you improve as a player because the information that you need to react to is hopefully more readily available. If you have any other questions about this Weakura pack that you just watched or any other ones, again, please feel free to comment. I try to be as interactive as possible in my YouTube section. And that's it. I hope you have a great day.